Alright, here we go. I did not think that the 1300th video would have been something like this, but it is. Really not happy about this, but I have gone and applied for universal credit. I'm going to try and stand this phone on the bench, see if that will work. Should work. Wait. No, I'll just hold it. Alright. I wish I was rubbing my face for extra dramatic effect, but it's the truth. I've gone and applied for universal credit. I said I'd never go and apply again, and I'd never go to that job centre again, but I am going to now. In a universal credit application, if you've ever done it, you will know that when applying, you'd either put the bank balance that you've got today. I've done that. So people I don't know have such intimate details of mine, and a lot of them too. And if you've applied, you know a lot. It's not anything that the government didn't know, but still. It would have been nice to have not needed to go to such a low point. But upon reflection, I didn't need to. I could have done a basic job which I didn't want to do anyway, to which I said there's no point of doing because I'm so close to getting a job that I'd want to have. I could have gone through it that way I'd be working and people wouldn't know what my exact bank balance is. People who I don't know, mind you. But then I'd have to think about other things that I wouldn't want to think about, such as potentially having to give a 2-week notice when the people would absolutely not have any hesitation towards firing me without one. I've got an appointment for tomorrow morning and see if I get the credit. I've been applying and I'm definitely getting work soon, that's for sure, but I want to be in this. I want to have universal credit so little that I actually went and contacted a job opportunity, wanted to chase up after them and see what was going on with the internship in that. I call this place up now. Turns up that the number that was on the website was actually a completely different gym, which I managed to get as the gym that I thought it was, where I found the number and the email, is affiliated to the other gym, which is a CrossFit gym that I've been to a few weeks or over maybe a month ago or so now. And it was actually that gym that I've been to that was talking about the internship, not the other one. And this person that I rung today clarified and confirmed, yeah, that person who I've been speaking to via email is in this gym that is coming from this gym that I already have been to. Now, in exchange for people who I don't know knowing my bank balance, or at least at bare minimum the bank balance that I've got today, and on the premise I do get the credit, that does mean I might get, I don't know, maybe 100 a week for a short while whilst I'm still looking for work. If this CrossFit gym, which I'm going to talk about soon, doesn't want me, I'm definitely going to this other fitness instructor work that's somewhere else that I've been speaking to, and that I've actually got off the phone with today. That's what I'm gonna do, because after getting universal credit, I want this situation. After applying for universal credit, I haven't got it yet. I want to be in this situation so little that I really, if I thought I wanted work before, I'm really starting to want to work now, because I don't want random people who I don't even know and who I genuinely might not have met before, seeing as I have been to the same job centre before, knowing my bank balance at any point in time. But that's the information I've gone and given away. And the reason why, even though I said because the people look depressed, I'd never want to go back again, I went because financial situation, not only just as a, I'll be purposely vague, as a whole is extremely tight. And it was either, in the way how I saw it, it was either universal credit or being in a worse situation, like potentially being on the street. Potentially, it wasn't off the table. Granted, it would have been a while if things were like really awful, but it still wasn't off the table. I was just looking at a woman walk on the street as if that's gonna help. That's not gonna help. I want money coming in, but not like this. Not like this, where people I don't know my bank balance. My bank obviously would, but people outside of that who I don't know my bank balance. Even more people know now. Even more people than before know what it is, who I'd rather not want to know. This is something I have been open with. It's something I have been open, my bank balance, because it's been so low, is something I have been open with in the past, but still, that was on my own accord. And getting universal credit was on my own accord, but it was rather because I didn't see any other way, whereas saying what my bank balance was when it was so low was very much voluntary, and I had no problem with it. I do see an issue with having universal credit because people I don't know such intimate details about me a lot, and when I have work I won't have to worry about that anymore. Now if that isn't motivation to get a job, which is motivation I didn't have before, then I don't know what is. Like people who could be walking on the street who might not know the face might know what my bank balance is. Imagine that. Imagine that. And that's people who don't work in a bank. People who could be walking around right now without knowing my face, know how much I've got in the bank. And of course, seeing as it's not them, it's me, they might not care as much as I do. But that's a lot to be putting out there. Now that I've said that and I've made myself think about it in that way, it feels like my body, especially my sternum, is just being filled with so much tension and potentially dread that I'm definitely going to be pushing more for work, more than I already have been with the opportunities I've got at the moment. And that leads me to probably what I'll talk about in an episode, in another one, maybe like PT diaries or something, where I'll explain what's going on. Yeah. For example, the people were there. What's going on is this. So, wait. Oh no, I think I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. Now that I genuinely forgot then. So this gym that I thought I was calling was the wrong gym, and now at this place, which is the right one, which I spoke about in the day 390s, something like that. If these people don't get back to me today, I'll just go there tomorrow and show my face again, because I am not having this. I'm not gonna allow myself to live a life where people literally anyone who could be walking, who could be driving, who could be riding their bike, bicycle, motorbike, could know my bank balance without knowing my face. Anyone on the street. And even when I was applying, I was thinking, this is really invasive. And I still stick by that. I still mean that. But it was even more invasive than before, with people who be able to work in a bank being able to find out what my bank balance is now. That's not to say that like every day someone somewhere is looking, but still. Pardon me. If they don't contact me today, I am definitely gonna just go pop in and show my face again, because I'm not having this whatsoever. I don't have to necessarily I don't have to necessarily go in like as soon as they've opened, for example. For some reason they cut out. I don't have to go in as soon as they open, but I'm definitely gonna go in tomorrow if they don't respond today, because I don't want anyone on the street potentially knowing what my bank balance is. And once I cut these ties from Universal Credit, like that's it. That's I hope the lowest I'll ever have to go financially. I feel so much pain in my sternum right now, man, from even thinking about this. It's not even like I've injured myself physically, like I've hurt myself, but the thought of it alone is, I feel it. It's so, I find it to be so like stress inducing, maybe. I feel so tense. I don't want this whatsoever, but it is something that I have signed up for, and that I said I do agree to, because it was either that or potentially a lot worse. And as I was saying before, the phone cut off on the first clip, I could at least have a bit of a smile on my face if this is the lowest I have to go to, because from this lowest point the only way is up. Even if I don't get the credit, that's at least I'll be making some progress with this motivation that I really don't want to have. Universal Credit whatsoever. I won't have to worry about that for much longer though. I won't have to, maybe 1 to 2 months max, because I've got so many job opportunities from having these qualifications. I don't think I'll have to worry about that. But once this is done, I promise to myself I don't want to go in there again, and I'll never make myself have to go through this stress again. I will keep on having money come in, which is the plan the first time round, but it didn't work the first time round, because I mean I've been so busy getting my level 2 qualifications that I didn't get a job in time before being this low financially. Yeah. On many days there was a lot of anatomy and physiology work that I didn't want to do, and days that I certainly could have finished the coursework on but didn't. But that was why. I just needed to work through that laziness I was overcoming, and then finally get the level 2 done with the practical and the theory. And that, I know I've contradicted myself here, so I'm going to actually retract my first statement back. There were many days in which I could have finished off the coursework but didn't, so I have to retract that. But I certainly have been getting my qualifications though, and they're done. Certificates come through a while ago, in fact, and with that, if they do ask for it, if any jobs ask for it, I can show them. But I don't want this anymore, this universal credit stuff and this way of life. This has been the final straw for me financially. I thought the final straw was the last time. Well, I would have thought, now that I think about it, that having to go to the job centre the first time was the last straw. I probably saw it as that way back then, but this one certainly is, seeing as my financial situation has changed. Yeah, having to apply again, go in tomorrow for an appointment, and if I do get the credit, I do. If I don't, I don't. But I do know one thing: I want to go out of my way to, with this motivation, go and show my face at this gym that I have been to before, that is within walking distance. Far, but it's within walking distance, and I'll do what I have to do there, definitely. Especially with this new motivation, which I have. And I don't think I would have picked up the phone to find out that it was the wrong gym if I didn't have this motivation, because I would have just been waiting. But now that I'm not, I think I'll get a job quicker because of that. And I'd like to imagine that this is the thing of all things that causes, or which I've done, which has meant that I've caused myself to move on and have be in a financially healthy state in which I'm earning 6 figures, or maybe even more, with a cap being 7 figures. I don't want any more than that. One man only needs so much. Yeah, but that's it though. I'm done for now, and we'll see what people at the job centre say. I don't want to go back in there because I know no one in there is in shape. It doesn't seem like they care about their own bodies, their health, their mind, or anything like that. That's why I didn't want to go back. But it was either that, get a job I don't want, which I didn't even think of at the time because I made that decision to make a universal credit claim whilst hungry, which I knew I was doing, or worse, much worse, potentially never being able to make these videos again, potentially. But yeah, I'm done for now. So this is going to be it. This is the end of the video, and I'd like to imagine that in 2 months' time I've reached a new high with my financial health, and I can say that this is it. I'm done living this financially broken, not even broken lifestyle where no money's coming in whatsoever, and it's been this way for over a year now since I last had work. So this is it. I'd like to imagine that this is the end. So cheers to moving on. And from this lowest point that I've come here, I'd like to imagine that I get to my highest point, just like how I did with my mental health. And I think with money coming in, I'd have money for food, for healthy food, which would mean everything else will be able to blossom. I'll be able to make everything else blossom, like how I'd eat healthily and like bothering to check up my mental health rather than just giving up on myself on a daily basis and eating like crap, just feeling unhappy about how life's going at the moment. Yeah, sense that I've been eating unhealthily, as that's just what's there, excluding the fruits, is just to get by. And I know I'd be feeling unhappy about that, but with this money that I'd be getting in either from Universal Credit and or job, I won't have to worry about that anymore. And I'd like to imagine I get more in shape because of that, because my financial health would be more healthy. Yeah, maybe I'd like to say in 2 months' time I will not need Universal Credit because of all of this job application stuff and course stuff that I've done and passed. I'll never put myself in this position ever again. I don't want to be back here ever again. Yeah. Anyway, I'm done for now. So cheers to getting that high, man, that financial health high. And cheers to growing past this point, past this low. I think my lowest point financially ever. The only way is up. That's the positive note I'll go out my way to end this on. Alright, I'm done. Cheers to moving forward from this point, man. Peace. I will get there. I'm saying to myself, I will get there. I will make it. I will move forward. I feel a release now. I probably know I'm going to be able. I probably know deep down that I'll be able to move on from this point. For sure. Alright, bye.